Offensively, they want to go tempo right now.
And he throws another interception, his third one of the night. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football. He's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
This offense has it with really good field position. Just going to keep it after the snap. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Wants to go up top. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
Defense came on the field with fresh legs, and here on just the second play of the drive, they're able to get a sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Finds his big tight end. He stopped short, and it's fourth down. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And this one is perfect.
That's a big drive for this offense in the fourth quarter. Now to take a two-possession lead, you got the other offense where you want them. Now you get to rush the passer, make them pass a little bit more, and don't give up those big plays. You're in a really good spot now.
After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone, it's Combs. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. To the air on first down. A little screen to the running back. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Fires to the tight end. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28-yard line as this offense tries to mount a drive. Wants to go up top on first down. Going to try to pop one on the screen.
And his offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why the quarterback is the glamour position. Like, you've got to trust him. He's got to come through. They got to put a few drives together here to get back in this football game.
And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Fires to the big fella. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. The Blue Hens with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Motion from the back. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Fires left. He's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Blue Hens come to the line in the hurry-up.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Powers forward, but stopped after a pickup of 2 to the 24. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Tight end finds a soft spot. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. Gets it out fast. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He's got it on the move.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
Man, what a surge by this defense. I think he's going to be a little bit short of the first down. The official says no good. Opportunity to crawl within a touchdown, but the missed field goal leaves us with a 9-point game. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Give to the running back. We've seen a ton of this tonight. They just keep giving him the ball, and he keeps running into brick walls. Not much running room again. He'll pull it on the read. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1. And the Horned Frogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Gives it on the option. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against a running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. They'll go to the ground. This has been happening all night. They stubbornly keep giving him the ball, and the defense is all over it. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Had to throw it before he wanted. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the pass to the sideline will pick up a short gain. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Zips it out to his man. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the 1st down. Looking to throw again. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The Blue Hens are in the hurry-up.
Well, what a great job by the defense and phenomenal effort chasing down the quarterback, getting that.
For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the 4th quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
TCU will send its offense back onto the field. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Quickly out to the tight end. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. They'll move the wide receiver. Off the play fake. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. He nails it, a 58-yard field goal. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. ULM is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Warhawks have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today. They're trailing by 9 to Arkansas State. Obviously, big implications here in the Sun Belt, and as this one plays out, look.
Oh, he's got some space. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Wants to throw on first down. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got a man. It's Combs. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. A 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Looking to throw for it. Got it in the middle. It's McCray. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
He's brought down at the 43-yard line.
Looking to throw on first down. He finds a soft spot in the middle. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
That's a first down for the offense.
Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. Complete downfield. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Pickup of 10. First down for the offense.
Now from inside the red zone. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Going to swing it on second down. Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive him crazy when he watches it. It'll be third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. Hauls it in, the first down and more. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Here's a first down, but there is no time to lose as this offense gets to the line quickly. Can the defense stop them again on second and goal?
On the play. It's now second and goal.
Looking to fire. Flips it out on the screen. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They desperately need to get the score here on third and goal to have any kind of wild chance. They'll try to pound their way in. Give him 6 and give them a chance with the late touchdown still alive in this one.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They got one of the touchdowns they needed, and they'll try to get the ball back right now with the onside kick.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Well, points weren't the issue, guys, but they couldn't string together enough stops to get the victory.
Yeah, good news, bad news scenario, I guess. Good news is you're going to score. This offense looks like they can be explosive and they can light up the scoreboard. Bad news, though, David, they've got a lot to clean up on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and welcome to college football nowadays, right? This is how it works, a ton of points. Defenses learn as you go, but you got to get better. You got to force some turnovers, create those negative plays. Just can't give up so many points.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.